Alrighty then. Let me just boot up this. Nope. And set it to chat only on my phone. All right. I see you too with viewers, so I suppose that's you, Eve. Hi. Let's see if my laptop is going to burn down here or not. Yes, I think I still have that screen on. Hi, Eve. I did have the pausing screen on for a moment there, right? Because I wanted to start with it so you don't see the infinite looping windows of me trying to set this up. Also, I've just realized I was in the middle of doing something in the morning when I logged into the game. Yeah. Welcome to hell. Yeah, I was wondering what the hell I'm looking at here, but if it dies, it dies. Still the drawing? I will wait for a few moments. But yeah, that's hilarious. Something just died somewhere. It should be not the drawing anymore. But I won't move from this spot until you have confirmed it to me. I'll just stick Layla onto a wall so she won't yawn around. So, can you see the game or not? Because I had to quit the stream itself, so it doesn't eat too many resources. Nope, okay. Not this. Has anything happened yet? Because I should have switched screens now. It's just silly because... Can you at least hear the game? Nothing on your end. Okay, let me check this out. Why are you not doing it? Well, infinitely looping screens for a moment then there. I guess just that's how it goes. I need to set this up properly sometime. Anyway, what was I doing here? I was trying to... All of them reset, really? That's what I get for only half solving a puzzle. Alright, I want to get around this one because it looks cool. I want to take a photo. No! When I did this on mobile, I didn't pick it up. Anyway. Yeah, they are all missing. Wonderful. Why is this also still here?
Glad I saw
Anyway.
this. I almost didn't even notice it. Bring it!
Yeah. Okay, I have no idea what yeah, I need to restart this whole puzzle, so I will just leave. Anyway, Otchkanatlan, pretty cool place. And it's been a while since I last felt like I shouldn't be in a certain place. This one hits the spot. Okay, we wanna go to Fontaine. I was underground in the brand new area. Oh, exploration reward? I mean, don't mind if I do. But yeah, I don't know what to do about the recording thing here because I guess I must have clicked out of the program, but how else am I going to get back to the game, you know? Oh well. Let's just pick up some goodies.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to...
Alright. Now we go... Well... We go to the opera house. But not for a reason anyone may guess. I don't remember doing it on stream, but I've done most of the Liney quests, and I'm 99% sure he is about to pull off the trick that Caesar couldn't. Let me just pick the quest. Yep. The other day, though, I saw a video which was someone playing this quest, and it reminded me that we never got to know who the hell actually wrote the...
My guiding stars!
Ah, it got out. Oh well. Who actually wrote the threatening letter about the Phantom Weasel, so... My money is on Gemma, but I have no idea why she would do that. Okay, loading. Also, I just tried the mute and unmute keys. Did you hear me cough, and can you hear me now? It's been so long since I last was here. Well... I mean, the letter? Maybe not directly in the quest, because I don't remember anyone mentioning it, but we are about to know it. Okay, here are the ladies. Hello, hello. suddenly 50 people spawned in.
Paimon's excited to see another of Liney's magic shows! Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Oh, right. She's his assistant. Huh.
Not this time. My brother's going solo today.
Alright.
So, I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
They really had to name him Houdin, huh?
The great magician Liney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Well, not successfully, that is.
Wow! A new trick!
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
I'm on board.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too.
Yeah, I don't think this lady had a single ounce of fun in the last 10 years.
So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children. Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world. And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head.
Yeah.
I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
To be fair, I've only ever been given flowers from relatives, and this one guy who just... I plain told him before that I was not looking for a relationship in the first place, and yet, when he accompanied me to a con, he brought a red rose. Didn't go well for him.
Oh, that's so cute! Actually, now that you mention it, Linny's done that one before.
Yeah, we still have the flower.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him. After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
Okay, but why am I getting prompts for this? Oh, I guess this is new. The middle
That's right.
button.
It's all over now.
Yep, just one question remains.
Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now, Phantom Weasel.
I guess this means there was 2 of them?
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what? The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
Oh,
What
there
do
was
you
a
mean,
typo.
Phantom Weasel?
As Liney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something!
I guess this is why people have said that the newer character quests are very samey, because it's always the person who is closest to the focus character that is the culprit, no matter what story. Yeah, I can see the problem. Because it started with Sino, and if it's with every single one of these, that's not a very good decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far. There will now be a brief intermission, after which Liney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show, the one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Where do they want me to go? I guess this means Liney had sent the letter himself.
This is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 of about who sent the letter at
This
this
is a big
point.
mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
Liney, don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Really? Well then, let's hear it! Paimon's dying of curiosity here!
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was.
And I'm just
Of
finishing
course,
up now,
she
yeah.
could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf.
By the way, can you see the chat on screen, Eve? Because the Twitch streaming appliance, it used to show me what you're writing, but I can't see anything right now. Just to make sure I don't sound like an idiot without any text on screen. Alright, that's fine then.
After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Liney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Honestly, the only reason I can think of is that they knew of both Caesar and her because they learned from Caesar for like 10 days. But even then, if she was suspicious, I'm not sure how you could get any proof for this.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it?
In that case, they weren't just in on it, they were playing it very straight because she was late on that specific day, her hand was injured, although, yeah.
But why would Lorenzo agree to that?
It's probably a
And why
fake
didn't he
injury
sell her
then.
out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Liney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
I like this unnatural camera panning here.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand.
It makes her frustration much more palpable.
Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly ragdolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true, and it will fill the void in my soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Liney?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Literally sipping tea.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Liney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death? You met him?
It's actually kind of weird that she doesn't remember these kids. They are very unique, especially Lynette.
Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
Oops.
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget, and so we came to find you.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
Free? Do you really think so? Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people. Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that?
Good question.
He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Liney to perform his final act in tonight's show. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasels. But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crimes.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Oh, but is it going to be nighttime?
Liney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So, what are we, doing now?
Watching the show, I guess.
Like Liney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Liney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
I guess the little house.
All right. Well, let's go and watch Lenny's finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
Quick chat.
Magicians are not like thieves. Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things back together.
Gemma.
What is my truth? Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. All I care about is winning, and it doesn't matter what's at stake. By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
You are hyping this up, Eve. I sure hope it will be great. I'll also stand up and steal some chocolate. As soon as it starts. Okay, this loading time is taking a little, so be right back. Super fast.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Liney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? One minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
In fact, I'm pretty sure the whole ass shebang turned into flowers. At first glance, at least.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished right in front of my eyes.
What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip.
Hi, Charlotte.
Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Liney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself. Whew. Looks like everyone really loved Liney's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Liney anywhere. Where'd he go?
I mean, Paimon, they said we could find him at the usual spot.
Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. But, where is that?
I mean, haunt, I guess, in that case, the cemetery.
You mean the one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Liney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. Alright, let's go look for him there.
But yeah, my first thought would definitely not be the cemetery. Although we have visited it multiple times. Only because it wasn't in this quest that we went there mainly. We have been there with Navia too. Oh, that's the one. Teleport. By the way, Eve, are you up to date with all the character quests? Do they all have these little animations nowadays?
Liney! There you are. Are you Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, it's also the technique to avert your attention. Or divert it, rather.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments.
Yeah.
Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
Yeah, it was obvious even to Caesar, but I wonder what it was.
I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes, we figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us.
Good news, Liney. He was a fan of yours.
In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him.
Fontaine once for sure. Oh, okay. I will have to check how many I have piled up here in a moment.
For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, it's my passion. But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
Liney.
I sure don't.
Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle soul, aren't you? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go. After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel. That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Yeah, cheer up, Liney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side. Paimon Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
I guess so.
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. Alright, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
It was cool.
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation. We spent most of our time in the Opera House just talking and pretty much missed the entire first half of the show.
Yeah, food is very important. I would list it right next to good sleep. Food, good sleep, and a nice hobby.
Liney, could you do just one more trick for us?
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something. The Liney Paimon knows can do anything if he puts his mind to it.
Oh, alright then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand! We ain't going along with this!
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me. Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1!
Now, have another look around. Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Why does he keep putting it right onto the scarf?
Really? Let's see.
Dot.
Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the last time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose.
Yes.
But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Liney, pretty please!
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
Fine. Please, teacher, please!
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
And then practice it 1,000,000 times, Paimon.
Is that it?
Look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night. I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, fine. See ya. Shall we head back now, too? Oh, Paimon can't wait to read The Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Liney and Caesar will be plastered all over it. Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
This is getting longer than I expected. Did you give me? Wrong thing. Other than the rainbow rose. This is the wrong thing. I want these. There. Flower accessory given away by Liney at his magic shows. It is an arrangement of Lumideus bells. Oh yeah, the Lumideus bells, the solo one, it disappeared. It was combined with the rose. Parting and rainbow roses that represent passion. Parting and passion are two separate perspectives sharing the same nature. What really matters is the present that we are living in. Badoomch. Okay. Let's go. It's a Steambird. Guess I will have to turn the clock. Jesus. I've been online for almost an hour and we haven't done anything yet. Oh. Please and thank you. Clock. Oh, thank God it's still the previous day. I hate it when I have to turn this almost twice in a row.
I once considered keeping some pets in my office.
Shh,
I'm
right.
very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
Oh, please, Liney, I'll only take a moment of your time, if you would be so kind. Huh? What's happening here? I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning.
But
Just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards and confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
okay.
That was quick. Hmm?
Too late, bro.
That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in. Whoops. Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning her...
Maybe watching my
Oops.
high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Thankfully, we have these. My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Liney's performance last night. Okay.
Huh. Okay, then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
Well...
Distraction. A distraction is what we need.
Oh, I remember now. You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you? Quickfire question. Where did you all go after the show? Oh, we went to the cemetery and Liney did a private magic trick just for us. Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Liney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
What?
I guess this wouldn't be as funny if I didn't know that rainbow roses are supposed to be a romantic gesture.
I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
No, I just,
Rip.
What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again?
I mean, we wouldn't have known.
This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Traveler?
A disappearing
like
act.
this interview wasn't meant to be. Well, never mind. There's always next time. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma has already made waves, and I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious.
I mean, I don't even understand why she's asking that, because I would guess they both are going to Meropide and people just walk around in that place.
Alright, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
So, you said you were busy?
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose.
This is our shovel talk.
I'd be really upset if you lost it.
And we're done. Okay. Some more primos. I don't really need any right now. And frankly, I just might skip the Pyro Archon on the first round. Because she doesn't really interest me. Okay. I cannot unlock these because they require me to finish the quest I'm stuck on. And same for the rest here. Although I still have Sino 2 and Shanyan. Oh well. Let's see. So last time we worked in jail. However, the other day, just to catch up, I ran into the 3 people I had to talk to, figured it wouldn't be too much to miss. And yeah, there was just some chatting, and apparently there's a lady and a guy who keep talking to each other, and they got into like almost a fist fight. Wrong level. Okay, am I in the correct place? Oh yeah, I'm meeting with Liney. Up or down? Jeez. When you say on the projection zone, okay, I guess we can go lower. I never really memorized the layout of this place. It's always been a confusing mess. And the turning of these elevators doesn't help the feeling. I know it's just there to... Yeah.
Is there anything else?
It's just there to
don't break the law.
be a little more interesting than just staring at the wall, but it makes me almost nauseous. Am I? No? Oh my god. This is confusing as fuck. Where is my quest? And where is the closest dam? There's a pin. This is not exactly helpful. Not here. Here, but instead of this, I need to take that. Gotcha. After fun times at Paimon, we have fun times with maps. I actually think maps might be a hindrance in this game to me because I'm not looking at where stuff is. I'm looking at what the map says. And of course I get lost. Oopsie. I mean, I was using an elevator, it was just the wrong one. Liney! Indeed. What you see?
Huh? look in your eyes. You found something?
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided attention. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out.
Real talk. The rumors about a way out of here, I almost forget about it. It's been... I think my last stream was in like May. But I do remember that those 3 blokes took us to a weird water place.
He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
It's my son!
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would be up to the task.
Bingo! Is he around?
And then we will have to go after him because I'm pretty sure he also disappears.
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later. It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end of the bargain. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information right under Risley's watchful eyes.
I mean, maybe he's onto us. He just has his own agenda.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
As well as giving out information we don't want to give out.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Fremine will have to retrace Master Child's original route. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now. And after that, he'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
Okay.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities like the backs of our hands.
I wonder when they actually met, because we saw that Liney and Lynette were extremely young even after she almost got sold to a pedo, and they trained with Caesar. And I guess Fremine must have joined within 2 years.
Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick up Fremine while we're at it, too.
Oh god.
Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with.
Does it have to do with time travel? Because damn.
Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone. Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for his diving mission. So, you are the only ones we can count on.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off.
Is this the part where we pretend to have food poisoning or something?
Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover.
If we want to do this for good, we either eat some suspicious food or just lick the walls after dinner.
But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first. My apologies. I just started rambling out of habit. It was almost as if I was talking to my younger sister.
But that's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, what if I'm the older sister? Like, by 570 years.
All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Let's go our separate ways for now, then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days. Stay safe.
I sure hope the game lets us skip some of these 9 days. Doing some proper great pipeline begins meandering out around aimlessly.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
Okay. Hush. Step on the people inside. Some pieces. Okay, there's a lady and a guy. At that point, it's already suspicious because we are looking for a lady and a guy.
It's not impossible.
It's a bit hard to understand them from here, so why don't we just try to talk to them in person? Let's go as soon as you're ready.
Ew. Yeah, sounds legit.
Someone, please help! She's sick!
I'd be sick
Are
too.
you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do. Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion? Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please, lie down over here.
I mean, I couldn't read all that text, but if she actually drank a sip of that, sheesh.
Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, traveler!
Yeah, I'm sorry for myself.
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you.
You heard Paimon say she's dead? Okay, that's a little too strong of a word here. I mean, you can seem healthy at first glance if it's the first day of your sickness when it hits, so...
I see now. My checkup has confirmed that she's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way. Eh? Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take a deep breath. Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it hurt when I press here?
Is it the thing that they do? It's always, like, weird.
And here? Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, how strange. What about here? Does this hurt? Oh, I understand. So that's what it is.
Acupuncture.
I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Wolsey, of this problem as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, when we did one of those forbidden rule things, we actually got super suspicious food.
Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you? Miss Lorvine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
And she hopped away, just like that.
Yeah, as suspected. I just wonder what the connection between them is, and even then, Sigrin, is that how they call her? She seems to be onto it.
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I mean, from the image, the 3D model or whatever that was, I could see the... Is it called suspicious meat? The thing you get from snakes in the desert? Yeah.
Her stomach aches really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
But it also looks like she's the only medic you've got down here.
I'm pretty sure she also said that at one point.
Ah, well, that's true.
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know? Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss Sijuin take care of the sick and injured.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
That's correct. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself.
Are you two also sick?
Yeah?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her... You could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Hey, don't start arguing now, please. Keep it civil at least.
Yeah. Can't check anything suspicious right now. Okay. Movable hatch.
Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly things like this!
But...
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even be able to continue our previous lives?
I mean, they seem to be researchers, so maybe they were connected to the Kaboom?
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr. Jurier, I don't want to see your face here again anytime soon.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
Bye.
He just slowly walked off like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is? But there's no need to keep dwelling on him. I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Seashween should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine.
Thanks.
No, it's nothing.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
I mean, I don't remember promising anything.
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Seashween.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take 1 pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
Bitches, it's like bitter as hell.
Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
Huh?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please, make sure to go to bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
They are talking in code. Go to bed early. I guess if we ever walk around during the night, we will run into them.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon too.
See ya!
Because just the way it was phrased and the way they looked at each other is just weird. It's sus.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double check a few details. If that's those two made
Alright
quite
with
the
you?
commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead. So her primary symptoms are abdominal pain, with secondary symptoms of nausea. Is there anything else?
Probably not.
That's it.
Weakness of legs, I guess.
Alright then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, her base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure she'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please, make sure to stick to bland or less stimulating foods, and don't stay up too late at night.
I mean, you say stick to blender foods, but it's a gacha game, even with the food in here.
Got it. Paimon will hold the Traveler to that for sure.
Unless we spend the tickets.
Oh, you're going to take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest. We've been to lots of places together. She may look a bit under the weather now, but she's actually super strong. Oh, so you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, she'll recover soon. Ah, you're awake.
I'm awake.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
Feel better, because I'm not whipping suspicious stuff anymore.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take the meds regularly, and don't forget, bland foods.
Lots of potatoes, guys.
Thank you, Miss Sejuine.
And salted sticks.
Seems like a lot of people have been coming down with an upset stomach lately. I'll need to address that.
What are the chances that everyone is just trying to get information out of her? Yeah, we'll be going down here eventually. Apparently. Turn to the dorms. Okay, where the hell am I compared to the dorms? Higher. Need to go up. This is definitely the wrong direction. Whoop. Now we're getting somewhere. The dormitories with only our beds
You really
here.
are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death! No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, go take my grilled fish and put down the Adeptus Temptation now!
I mean, I can see why that would upset Paimon.
Paimon talked with Sigewinne the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary?
Listen here, Paimon.
Whoa, you really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got to give the info to Liney.
I kind of want to see her disguise. Even though she's not disguised at all in the game. They honestly should have just left out that scene.
Today's the day. Let's go meet up with Liney.
And get some books. And Mora. Oh, a good chunk of Mora. Mm-hmm.
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
By the way, considering that we can just have our whole adventuring item bag, which is pretty much bottomless with us here in jail, is just... Are we sure we are in jail right now?
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's true. You're both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future, too.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Fremine and Lynette feel the same way. Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Alright.
Is now really a good time to go over?
Apparently.
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Yeah, sure, you are the most logical visitor.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
We are less logical, but I guess the chances of us meeting after like 15 to 20-ish days is pretty high in this place. And they know we know each other. We are in jail on an official mission. Yeah, we are officially in jail. Should probably change my characters, but...
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sigewinne would be interested in these kinds of things?
I mean, you kind of need to be a little tiny bit of a psychologist to be a good doctor, I guess.
She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in handy for a nurse from time to time.
Oh, the song's over. There's the bed and nothing else to really cover here. There are more beds in the infirmary than in the lodgings.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication. Which means, either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. He must be sweating bullets.
Ah, this is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Tell it to yourself, man. Yeah. He's telling it to himself. Okay.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
This is...
Is that all?
The bag?
The bag!
Okay.
This is...
Show me! Now!
That look on your face! Paimon's reading it now! Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No! Could she have... Is she already...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning.
However, the Fatui are sus.
You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
Deliberately made them both disappear.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
This is the worst way to calm someone down.
Don't be like this, Liney. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
Yeah. That looked awkward as hell.
After him!
Did we go new too?
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Question of the day, why are we being shown this without the traveler being shown this? Anyway.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
I wonder if her, like, little filler things are, like, super sensitive.
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking.
Are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp.
I know that because of the spoilers that I saw like way earlier, that the prison is building basically a Noah's Ark in case of the Great Flood that is in the prophecy happens. They are probably talking about that.
What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Liney! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Meow. Actually,
He's already out of sight. How is he so fast?
Jesus,
Let's go head him off at Risley's office.
Shilon is so damn fast too. I love it when this is always so blah. Where's the entrance? Sup? Where's your other pile? I'll wait for like one line of dialogue and then say something.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Okay, so it's interesting that they wouldn't let us in on the thing. And yeah, it's besides the fact that Sigewin is playing with people, it's a hobby of hers. But it is a pretty ambitious and important operation, and you would think they would want us to help too. And the only reason I can see them not letting us in on the secret is just because they like to fuck with people. That's it.
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meropide is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
Liney!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Still out there?
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Liney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meropide, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Liney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meropide? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Liney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Liney!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress.
I mean, yeah, he does talk a lot about tea. To some extent, I do agree.
I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremine left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Liney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Liney, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws. Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request.
I hope it's not a memory game because I forget a lot.
Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Okay, that was the bad food. Okay, they actually do give you the information. Oh god, is this a minigame?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sigewinne be doing during that time?
Yeah, she's probably fucking with our food.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons would spend them on Fanta. We often see Miss Sigewinne observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them.
Basically, she gives you bad food just to make you stop
report
working.
Suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fanta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it.
I'm pretty sure the Fanta will have nothing to do with it.
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear rather strange and alien to humans. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well. I've been told that the infirmary...
Yep.
The Fanta promoter has been... We often see Miss Sigewinne observing...
This?
Fanta's internal reports suggest... The research note said that the Melusine...
This one. I guess.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took...
I guess this.
Fanta's internal reports...
And that. See, this is why I hate this. First of all, I've forgotten 90% of the information since I've last played this, but this also messed with me big time during the initial trial with Liney and Lynette. Because although I knew what I wanted to say, it just didn't agree with the clues. But in the end, it did say the same thing I wanted to say.
Fanta's internal report...
Blah blah blah.
We often see Miss Sigewinne observing...
But this was wrong.
The Fanta promoter has... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament... The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... The Fanta promoter has been struggling... Fanta's internal report...
I didn't want to switch.
Fanta's internal report... The Fanta promoter has been... I've been told that the infirmary is... The Fanta promoter has been struggling...
Stop the Fanta promoter, Jesus Christ. I cannot even see the stuff I want to see.
often see Miss Sijui. The Fanta promoter has been...
Will it put in this very same thing? Yes, it will put in the very same damn thing that I originally put in, just in a different order. That's what I hate. I selected these clues exactly in a different order.
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed?
I could have guessed on first try. It's not a fun puzzle. It's not a fun puzzle when the puzzle is right on the first try and there is an order to it that the game doesn't tell you about. Because by that logic, I should have started with the Melusines observe the people and not the other stuff. Anyway.
The hidden rule of the production zone.
Why do you still have that?
People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal.
But yeah, was there ever an established rule about the order you pick these things? And if yes, why doesn't it remind you to do that? And third, why did it keep that single one that was probably supposed to be the first clue? I gave up with these.
At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sijui, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijui visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijui has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out.
The right place. It just... You cannot even tell which of the 4 question mark things is supposed to be the first, other than the game automatically switching to the next.
Are we on the right track?
And why is the last one bigger than the other 3? Question mark?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. Alright, now for my next question.
Can't wait for the minigame.
There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
I honestly forget. Fill me in. It's probably the new Fanta thing.
I've been told that the infirmary is...
Nope.
Fanta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed
This
and
definitely.
unpackaged product.
This is the Sijun thing.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons.
Okay, and this
According
one.
to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta...
Here's the thing, I know the exact ones to pick. I will just have to... Could you tell me what the hell it is again?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it.
Okay, so...
The
This
Fanta
is
promoter
first. I guess because it's the first clue we ever see.
According to Collins,
Then this. And then
Fanta's internal
this.
reports
Let's play it the baby way. Still not correct. Fine. I'll start with the pancreation then. I hate this minigame, man.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling. I've been told that the infirmary...
And why does it even keep the ones that you have already selected? Great, the third variant wins.
Fanta's internal reports... The research notes said that the Melusine rig... We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prison...
Okay, riddle me this. Where the hell did the last one go? The one that I actually need. Oh no, never mind.
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't...
I forgot which I originally chose. I don't care anymore. My hypothesis has been correct since the first minute. The game just sucks at baby language.
Ah! Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the pancreation ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer.
Congrats on the Cheska. I think I will pull on Sitlani. Sitlani or Sitlani? Chitlani? I have no idea. I need to check the pronunciation first.
But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale, to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the pancreation tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Good question.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind! You'll pay for this!
Liney, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sijuin. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace.
Sijuin?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
It's probably tranquilizer or some shit.
Sijuin... You...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Liney someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Sijuin, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
Your patience is limited.
What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
I guess it's time for ship.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
My door.
Fremine... Fremine...
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
That's actually a good question. Also sent by Neglect, maybe?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Liney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Symptoms?
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
You mean the synth? Because that's the only thing that would not kill him on first touch.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical.
Interesting.
Of course, it would be best if he stayed for
Nice.
further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
Cross my heart. Yeah, you've had your heart attack for today, my boy.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigeween may have been forced to shoot Mr. Liney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes.
A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
That's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
He's like handing out candy, but it's tea.
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Alright. Well, this cannot be really shown on models unless they are dripping wet, like our in-game Clarence would look like if I had one. But oh well.
Liney, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look alright.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone. Liney! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too.
Yeah, you've missed like this whole thing.
Remine? Is he... He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
Hello?
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it. Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Might as well.
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
Yeah, they left while we were waiting.
They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremine out of the sea.
I'm gonna guess there's still nothing I... Oh? Hi?
Could I tempt you with some sugar for your tea?
No need.
Alrighty then. Honestly, his idle animations don't really have tea talk. He talks about basically everything else, jail related though.
Bring it!
Not this. It's the next one. Meow. Welcome back to the living. Doesn't he drink tea in one animation? Honestly, I don't remember. Huh. I should pay more attention to that.
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Liney. Lynette.
We're all here.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meropide, Mr. Fremine, and you are no longer in any danger.
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long.
True, we haven't seen this kid since we made bags.
The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it. Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, this is where we didn't continue moving on. Oh, are we going to play the flashback? Also, I know Lynette drinks tea in some animation. I don't know about Risley.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
Okay, yeah, we do get to play the scene. Oh. I'm just going to check for chests.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
Just a moment. What kind of sword do you have? Royal Great Sword. Oh, that's what it looks like in game. It almost fits with his model, but only almost, unfortunately. It's a little off. Alright. Pretty straightforward for now. Go it back up. Do some more ring around the rosy.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Which means I have to put it down and turn it that way. I need to turn it twice. Oh, never mind. Only once. This one is turning it the other way. What was even in the way there? I can see Jack. Also the fact that they actually produce this stuff while it's getting stuck with something is a little concerning, but yeah, it's old, it's jank, whatever. Okay. It kind of makes sense that we are not getting chests because this is Fremine's stuff, and why should we have Fremine's stuff in our inventory? But still, a little sad. Okay,
This is
cutscene.
where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
Yeah, you can kind of see the goopy type of primordial water there. And the child doesn't care for primordial water.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction.
And soon we will lose consciousness or something.
There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
Damn, child must have lungs of iron. Jeez.
The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on?
Honestly, I would welcome the diving helmet in this case. Even though, yeah, technically people with visions can, like, magically breathe underwater in Fontaine. It would make more sense for him to kind of survive, because having primordial water in your lungs sounds much worse than having it near your skin.
No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
I get the feeling that this OST is unique to this segment, and maybe he has a lot of health. This is where he lost consciousness.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Didn't Fremine like infiltrate days ago? Small plot bunny, I guess.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
Followed by a whale.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
I mean, they've just talked about Fremine going down like a day ago, maybe. So it's weird that they have only just found him. Because the trip down wasn't all that long or bad.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak for Monet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Liney?
50-50.
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Yeah, also it would be awkward as hell.
Liney.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
Let me check the time. Le Deluge. Okay. We have just finished the quest. Oh, nice money. I think I can keep going for another 30 minutes. But yeah, at that point the video will be 3 hours long already, so enough progress for the day, I guess.
I'm so sorry, Liney.
I don't think he's mad at you.
I'm also really sorry, Liney. I should have been more careful.
Yeah, he's just relieved to have you two here.
Don't say that. It was all my fault. I was the one who should have been more careful. You two were nearly...
If I was stronger, maybe I would have already found Master Child.
No, how can you say that?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
What I'm hearing is, we all dropped the ball at some point during the mission. So the responsibility falls on all of us. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's on all of us.
Liney, we understand that you're worried about us, but we're worried about you as well. Please don't blame yourself. We want you to keep your spirits up.
I mean, yeah, time really flies when you are doing something like enjoyable. Also, to you, it's basically watching TV.
Yeah.
But honestly, there have been so many cutscenes and so much chatting. We haven't had a single fight here yet. So, to me, it's also kind of like... not playing, but just watching, if it makes sense. No. This is a little closer. I have learned my lesson. Also, hey, Bren. Food. Gimme. Let's check it out. Oh, not here. In my bag. What you got? Trout, Amandine. Oh, that's a nice little health boost. Fortune slip. Misfortune is an illness, and caring friends are the cure. Thank you for the kind words. So anyway... not lie, I'm a little sad that nobody has joined us from Discord. Guess everybody is already busy preparing for Monday. Hi!
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Yep.
Of course! I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Makes sense. She just had a swim in contaminated water.
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Please enlighten us as much as you'd like.
But where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Sounds like at the end of our conquest, I will get like 5 options.
Then Paimon will begin.
Never mind.
Did you know about Liney's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance.
I mean, yeah, that was the part that you let them do, and then they started poking their noses elsewhere.
Liney suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Liney's group would just do your work for you?
Basically. Big brain?
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremonet has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meropide is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Liney's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Yeah, if Fremonet dissolves into the water there, then they have like more important Fatui agents missing here, and then yeah, they will want to know what the hell is going on.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
I mean, I know why you got down here, and I support you, man.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremonet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already. That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremonet.
Basically, the Forbidden Zone is the contaminated area.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Paimon wants to know everything.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Sure, we are used to it.
Follow me.
I've always figured this is just an entrance to somewhere secret. Guess not. Okay, this is some kind of secret entrance, alright.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
Honestly, I would hide my bedroom like this.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meropide is.
Elevator.
Stand
Go.
on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Depends.
Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Pretty sure this is the stuff that keeps back the water. Also, ships, yeah.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
That's pretty well insulated.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look.
Turny, turny, turn.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meropide. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
So, primordial water levels?
The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
I mean, it's not normal water.
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes, that's very likely.
Leaking.
But forget about the two of us! Not even Neuvillette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
Yeah, and all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meropide be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Paimon is asking the good questions.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meropide in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
Okay.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in prophecies? I mean, this one, pretty much.
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So was the Duke... What's the plan, boss?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Something else? Okay.
This is it.
Hello, you two.
Your Grace.
Oh,
perfect
this is going
the
to be the
results
ship.
from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
I mean, you two have never heard of us because you've been stuck down here, but yeah. We have been there, done that.
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if your grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Yep, we technically brought him here too.
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meropide?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Yeah, was it really necessary, the whole thing?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
It's just a Paimon thing. Don't worry. Let her be amazed.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Ta-da! That thing's huge! Just from here I can say it would take me a minute to run from one end to the other.
What a huge ship!
Yeah, this only really fits the Meropide people, I'd guess.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not much at all.
According to the story, not much at all yet.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty.
I have actually finished that quest first. I know everything about Lemuria that can be known.
According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves.
I actually, just a side note, I think it's really cool that they went instead of Romulus with Remus and Remuria. It's a cool twist.
He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Yeah, unfortunately Sibilla went batshit.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try.
Also, fun fact, because I read it a few months ago, apparently bees... People used to tell the news to bees, like good news. And bad news, like someone died, this child was born, we are getting married, because they were considered like God's little workers or some shit. basically, yeah, that was news to me, and retroactively it made a whole lot of sense to see them in Remuria as the guides.
So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
But yeah, why are you keeping it a secret?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call.
Huh.
Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
No. And thank you for the reminder to hydrate.
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Alright. At the end of this scene, I guess I will call it a day. And I guess I could stream tomorrow too.
I'll leave you here for now.
Since it's my other free day after Sunday. It's just I'm expecting like 1 viewer again.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
Okay. Yeah, what we do will greatly influence what our Fatui friends will do down here. Yeah, no fighting.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Ta-da! Okay, this is the new quest. Let me just do some housekeeping. I have some of that. Do I have? Yeah, I can make some condensed resin. What are these? Learn the history of the fortress. Okay. The Secret of Blue Water. That was the title of an old anime, which was probably also a book originally. It's about a girl from Atlantis, and she has a gem called Blue Water. At least I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Le déluge. Fremier records what happened to him. I don't actually know what that French word means. Okay, anything else down here? Not yet. This will forever annoy me. I don't know how to kill so many people with Hyperplume. Because they track their targets, so it's really hard. Anything else here? No. In that case... I guess I can also make... a wishing session. Because I have a boatload of wishes on the standard banner. Let's do this. Thank you. And I guess we are going to Leah and go to the terrace because I will definitely get at least 1 5-star, which means I have a chance at getting Kaching, which is the only standard 5-star unit that I am still missing, at least on this account. Yeah, you are all the traffic I need. Just so I'm not alone. So. let's do this, I suppose. 77. I can get a 5-star just by pulling all these, but I'm already halfway there. Let's see. 4-star. Something tells me this will be a weapon. Yep. I think I already have one of these on R5 and I don't use it, so into the soup it goes. Give me somebody. Okay, Ningguang, I think it's C4 or 5. Slowly but surely I can make a DPS Ningguang. I just need to build her properly. This might be the 5-star. Yep. Bang. Bang.
I am Kuching, Yuhung of the Liga.
Streamer luck.
We live in an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000
Okay.
years is about to be rewritten.
Okay.
Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together.
Yeah, I will print screen this for Discord. Okay, I actually have an R5 of that too. I'm not missing a single 4-star apart from Kachina, so getting her would be cool, I guess, but not a necessity. Necessity? Necessity? C5. Good, 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 good. Keep him, baby girls coming. C6 would be such a huge boost on him, and he's already so fun to use, man. I also need to keep in mind who I'm pulling because I haven't started the Abyss yet. So tomorrow I will do just that. The Abyss with the stuff I've just pulled. With swords and stuff, if I don't have 8 people to use after all these, then I will just match a random character to use the specific weapons we have pulled today. There should be nothing else here, yeah. Vishy. I think I will keep the 7 solo wishes at the end. Beidou already have C5, whatever. Just so I can adjust my pity to something that ends in 5, because I'm allergic to every other number. Okay, last one. Eve, do you perchance remember how was it the 3rd wish that Kaching came on, or the 2nd? I know for sure at least 2 wishes. 1, 2. I'm not sure about the 3rd one. It's just, if I pull a 5-star, I would prefer to pull it 2nd, then 1 more. Because we are okay. A 4-star, good. C6 Kabe? No! Our first legit Ember. Let's go. This is the first Ember I have ever gotten the gacha way. I think this is C3 or C4. Every single other Ember I had to buy.
In time
Honestly, if it were a little bit more in sync, it might have been. May have fit with the music. Unexpected. Extra special performance from Yunjin. Thank you, thank you. So our team looks like not this. I will have to use Amber. Interesting. Okay, we will have to use Kave. Is this the artistic ingenuity painted dome? Okay, that's his normal attack. I might actually give him. We have pulled one of these. Huh. In that case, I need something to boost his EM though, because it's fairly low for a Kave. So, will have a Kave. We will have an Amber. Her stats are actually decent. C4. Okay, I have 2 dolls and I can explode them. That's good. We only got... Wait, we did get an Ningguang. Okay, I was like, did we only get 3 characters out of 73 wishes? No, we got, 4. Can I check this weapons we got? Rust, Favonius Codex, the Sacrificial Great Sword, and okay, we do have 4 characters, 4 weapons that I will have to match. Alright then, that's enough for today. I guess it's time to say goodbye. First of all, let me try... No? Have I managed to change scenes, Eve? I don't think so. Because F2 automatically calls upon the thingamajig. Co-op. I need to work on my hotkeys. Anyway, Risey out.